Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon. Golden Bachelorette fans react to Joan Vassos' fantasy suites no beds choice. The fantasy suite dates are a tradition on Bachelor Nation shows. The lead and their final three get the chance to spend the night together without any cameras there. Several alums have admitted to being intimate during the overnight dates, but not Joan Vassos. The Golden Bachelorette star refused to have beds on her fantasy suite dates. What did fans have to say about it? Joan Vassos explains fantasy suite dates switch up. Joan Vassos' season of The Golden Bachelorette is groundbreaking in a few ways. She's the first lead on the Bachelor Nation spin-off. Joan already said that getting engaged at the end wasn't a deal-breaker. But perhaps the biggest change is her version of the fantasy suite dates. It's an unspoken assumption that the lead and their contestants are intimate during the fantasy suite dates. Some Bachelor Nation alum have confirmed that this is true, but others stay mum. The fantasy suite dates have sparked serious drama in recent years. Who can forget Zach Shawcross vowing not to be intimate and immediately breaking the rule? Or Clayton Echard being intimate with two of his three final women and then sending them both home? Joan Vassos decided early on that the traditional fantasy suite dates weren't for her. She asked the producers to take the beds out of the room. Joan explained to Parade magazine the reason for the chance. She said that she was looking for emotional intimacy, not physical. Furthermore, the grandmother said that she couldn't imagine being intimate with more than one man. Golden Bachelorette fans react no beds choice. Joan Vassos and her final three went to Tahiti for the overnight dates. But she only had dates with Chalk and Guy. Pascal self-eliminated after declaring that he wasn't in love with Joan. Both of her final suitors were respectful of her decision. But some fans suspect that she was intimate with Chalk because of his reaction the next morning. Either way, Bachelor Nation fans fully supported Joan's decision to keep beds out of the fantasy suites. Check out some of the reactions on Twitter. Joan watched how all the leads before her have absolutely fumbled fantasy suites and said that could not be me. Joan prioritizing emotional intimacy over physical intimacy on the overnight fantasy suites is what we need more of on The Bachelor and The Bachelorette. Their feelings won't be as mixed up, and there would be no regrets. Go Joan! I respect Joan's decision not to sleep with her final three men just because it's fantasy suites week. Good for her. That fantasy suite stuff is gross. Good for Joan for deciding not to be intimate with any of the men in the fantasy suites. That's her choice, and they need to understand and respect that. Fans of The Golden Bachelorette have been buzzing about Joan Vassos' choice for her fantasy suites date, especially after her bold decision to go bedless. When Joan made it clear that her fantasy suite would not include a bed, it left viewers shocked, excited, and endlessly curious about what this unique date would entail. Joan's choice defied expectations, turning the traditionally steamy part of the show into a demonstration of intentionality, connection, and pure heartfelt romance. Here's how fans have reacted to Joan's unconventional fantasy suite choice and the deeper meanings they've seen behind it. Joan has quickly become a favorite among Golden Bachelorette fans. Her grace, humor, and down-to-earth attitude have made her stand out, and this bold move only deepened her appeal. While past fantasy suites on the Bachelor franchise have traditionally centered around intimacy and privacy in luxurious rooms, Joan's choice to skip the bed felt groundbreaking. Fans recognized that her decision wasn't about being prudish or making a statement against romance. It was about creating a space that prioritized connection over physicality. Social media platforms like Twitter, Instagram, and fan forums exploded with responses as the episode aired. Fans were quick to applaud Joan's decision as refreshing and groundbreaking. One fan wrote, "I love that Joan redefined what a fantasy suite can be. It's not just about intimacy, it's about emotional vulnerability and real connection." Another added, Joan is reminding us all that there's more to love and connection than just physical attraction. It's what makes her so endearing. Some fans noted that Joan's decision might reflect her maturity and life experience. At 60, Joan has lived through love, heartbreak, and significant life events. In her quest to find a partner who genuinely connects with her, she's learned the importance of emotional intimacy and depth, and many viewers felt this episode highlighted those priorities. Joan's approach sparked discussions about how dating and intimacy can shift with age. As one viewer pointed out, Joan shows us that love in your 60s is not a rerun of your 20s. It's deeper, richer, and more profound. Another part of Joan's choice that resonated with fans was her focus on the value of conversation and connection. Joan set up the fantasy suite to include cozy seating, ambient lighting, and a view of the ocean, creating an atmosphere more akin to a soulful retreat than a night of passion. Her goal seemed to be fostering meaningful conversations that could reveal whether her connection with her chosen suitor was one that would last a lifetime. Some fans on Reddit discussed how this decision might influence future Bachelor franchise shows. Joan just changed the game for fantasy suites, one fan posted. We might see more leads stepping away from the traditional setup to create an environment that reflects their personalities and values. Another user speculated that Joan's bold choice might be a move that could inspire the younger contestants on The Bachelor and The Bachelorette to seek connections that prioritize substance over spectacle. Interestingly, Joan's choice also received praise for breaking down stereotypes about older adults and romance. Society often portrays seniors as lacking passion or as being less interested in exploring romantic love. Joan's fantasy suite date rejected these stereotypes, showing that passion and connection don't fade with age, they just take on new forms. Joan reclaims romance for older women in such a classy, incredible way. One fan commented on Twitter, "It's not about being traditional or rebellious, it's about creating a space for the love that she deserves." Joan's suitor on this date, who was equally charmed and respectful, also won fans' admiration. Seeing the mutual respect and appreciation between them made for an emotional viewing experience. Viewers could see the genuine connection that Joan was fostering, and many fans praised the suitor's ability to adapt to the unconventional setup and appreciate Joan's vision. Some fans even remarked that this setup felt more romantic than any fantasy suite featuring a bed, as it seemed to strip away any superficial expectations and get straight to the heart of what Joan was searching for. The reaction from fans wasn't all about praise, though. A few skeptics felt the no-bed decision was just another gimmick, a way to stand out in a franchise known for its theatrics. "It felt staged to me," wrote one critic on a fan blog. Is Joan truly that different, or was this just the producer's idea to create a buzz? Still, the vast majority of fans defended Joan's decision, emphasizing that her history on the show and her authenticity came through as genuine. "This isn't just for the cameras," one fan wrote in response. "Joan is the real deal, and that's why so many of us love her." Whether Joan's choice was purely spontaneous or subtly guided by producers, it's undeniable that she has captured the hearts of Golden Bachelorette fans everywhere. She has redefined the fantasy suite in a way that aligns with her values, interests, and life experience, proving that romance in one's 60s is as layered and thrilling as ever. As one fan so perfectly summed it up, Joan is showing us all that romance is about quality over quantity. She's leading with her heart, and that's why we're all rooting for her. In the end, Joan's bedless fantasy suite marked a turning point, not just for her journey on the Golden Bachelorette, but for the franchise itself. Fans will surely remember this moment as one of the highlights of the season, a heartfelt example of the type of love many hope to find, whether in their 20s or their 60s. For the Golden Bachelorette audience, Joan has become more than just a contestant. She has become a symbol of mature, meaningful romance. showing that love at any age can be magical, unexpected, and uniquely beautiful.